listen, man, like I want to give everybody the timeline of this so they get a better sense of how exactly we came to this point, because I feel like the timeline of events is super important so you get the full picture. And then also I want to give people a little bit of the history of the United States and Iran so they get an even better picture of what's going on. So a couple weeks ago, a U.S. contractor was allegedly killed in Iraq. Now, I say allegedly because zero information has been released about this person, and that's super abnormal for a situation like this. Usually if something like this happens, the name would be released right away, and we'd know. But they're saying a U.S. contractor was killed, and they've given no information. Now, in response to that, the Trump administration decided, we're going to go bomb Shia militias. Now, the Shia militias, again, were just our allies in defeating ISIS. Okay? Trump decided we're going to turn our weapons on them. I don't know why they blame the killing of a U.S. contractor on the Shia militias. Anytime there's a situation like that where a U.S. contractor gets killed, it's almost always ISIS or Al-Qaeda.
Of course.
Obviously.
Yep.
So anyway, they turned the guns on the Shia militias. Trump dropped some bombs, killed at least a dozen, maybe 24 members of these Shia militias. In response to that, a bunch of Shias started Iraqi and Iranian stormed the U.S., probably more Iraqi than anything else, stormed the U.S. embassy in Iraq. Mm-hmm. And they basically said, hey, get the hell out of here, because we saw what you just did. We don't like it. Leave. Now, listen, I don't think we should ever been in Iraq in the first place. So I don't think we should be there. Mm-hmm. But especially now, they're coming and like, hey, get out of our country. Yeah, get out. But no. That is when Trump green-lighted the drone killing of the Iranian general. Now, why did he make that decision? That's a tough one to figure out. It's possible that, just like Bill Clinton did. Bill Clinton bombed a pharmaceutical factory in Africa when he was getting impeached, and it was like a distraction.
Yep.
Is it possible that Trump is trying to distract from impeachment? Yes. It's also possible that Trump saw on social media this guy, General Soleimani. Soleimani had been trolling Trump on social media for months. And it's possible Trump saw some of that, and he might have been like, oh, okay, so you're going to troll me? Well, how about I kill you? That's possible.
Crazy.
Now, I know, but these are the wild theories. Now, the more grounded theories are, neocons have been whispering in his ear since day one because he packed his administration full of neocons. He's got Mike Pompeo in there, Gina Haspel, obviously John Bolton was in there. And so he surrounded himself with these uber hawks, and they've probably been telling him all along, like, oh, you should do this. You should take him out. You should take him out. So whatever the reasoning was, he decided to assassinate a foreign general. And that's a thing where obviously they're going to respond. There's no doubt they're going to respond. And my guess is, even though Trump's a moron, the people around Trump knew that if he picked this road, that Iran was going to respond.
Of course. Well, how can they not? It's not like...
But that's my point, is that, like, they knew we're provoking them to do something like they just did, which is bomb the U.S. military base. Mm-hmm. And then now it's unleash the hounds of hell, and we're officially at war, and they're going to literally try to do the regime change that they've wanted since 1979. Now let me get into that history for everybody, because that's super important. In 1953, the United States overthrew the Iranian government. This is all on the record. This is all admitted to at this point.
Iran's democratically elected Prime Minister, Mohammad Mossadegh, is overthrown in a coup organized by the CIA, clearing the way for closer energy ties between Washington and Iranian monarch Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi.
So this guy was in power, and he allowed the United States and the UK to keep getting super cheap oil. So we were back to business as usual there. And then in 1979... he was ousted. Now, he was a dictator. He was ousted by an Islamic revolution. The reason why the revolution was Islamic in nature is because the mosques were the only places in the country where the Shah wasn't spying on people. So they gathered in the mosques, they overthrew them, and then Iran became a theocracy from then on, the Shia theocracy. Now, they're not a good government. I don't want anybody to get it twisted and think like, they're, it's a utopia over there and the U.S. is trying to ruin it. No, they're a terrible government. They do a lot of domestic repression. However, having said that, the United States, ever since 1979, has wanted to overthrow that government and make them a U.S. puppet state again. Why? Obvious reasons. Number one, cheap oil. That's a huge part of it. Number two, a strategic advantage by having that country on our side. Right now, they're aligned more with Russia and China, and we don't like that. We'd like it a lot more if they were aligned with us. So there's geostrategic reasons to do it. There's the oil reason. And then also, like always is the case for war, it's super profitable, man. A lot of people make a lot of money. It's the military-industrial complex. Yep. And these are the people who are in the room helping them make the decision. And these are the same people who are out there in the media saying, oh, no, we had to do this. We had to escalate with them. We had to do X, Y, and Z. And then come to find out, this one's getting paid by Raytheon. This one's getting paid by Boeing. This one's getting paid by Honeywell. Yeah. They're all getting paid by defense contractors.
Sir, do you think this is the right move now to take him out?
Yeah, I think we should have done it a long time ago.
I find difficulty accepting that that is an act of war. I think it's an act of self-defense.
If you believe everything that our government is saying about General Soleimani, he was a lawful military objective. And the president had ample domestic legal authority to take him out.
It will put more pressure on Iran. It'll make clear that this administration is willing to escalate militarily.
Thank you very, very much.
Good to have you here.
Terrific analysis there.
General Wesley Clark from the U.S. is on the record saying that when he was, in power, they literally told him and had a list. Here are the countries that we want to overthrow in the next 10 years. And of course, on that list was Iran.
He reached over on his desk, he picked up a piece of paper, and he said, I just got this down from upstairs, meaning the Secretary of Defense's office today. And he said, this is a memo that describes how we're going to take out 7 countries in 5 years, starting with Iraq and then Syria, Lebanon, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and finishing off Iran.